Hi guys, this is Sarah,
This is Dennis,
and this is the Playbook,
where we don't always play it by the book.
Alright, so this is chapter 3 of the podcast. And from the previous episode, you guys have learned that Pearly doesn't know if a frog is an insect or an animal.
No, amphibian.
No, she didn't even say amphibian. That's why it's like neither is correct. She said, right? I think.
Yeah, but either one is just like...
Yeah. So,
yeah.
so a frog is an amphibian. All right, guys. Just a little heads up for
Pearly.
everyone.
Okay.
Hope you're listening, Pearly. So, guys, I'm gonna be shooting Dennis some questions. Some are gonna be deep. Some are gonna be quite fun, and hopefully not personal, and hopefully not too explicit. So
you keep it PG-13.
Let's do that. Let's do that. All right. So let's sum up. Sorry, not sum up. So let's begin the questioning. Dennis, are you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully the listeners and even myself,
That's...
will know you better after this episode. Okay.
Well, let's see where it goes.
All right. So. Okay. Describe your ideal holiday.
Ooh. Okay. Well, after this year, I think what I need a holiday where I don't even look at my phone, right? That's the holiday I want, where I just don't want anything to do with my phone at all. And I want to be secluded, like on a nice little island,
No reception.
I would love that, no reception. I just get away from everything. You know what I mean? Like, the weather is nice. I'm by the beach. There's good food. Like, it doesn't have to be good food, like simple food, right? Just things that we all enjoy. You know what I mean? And, of course, if I would ever get to have that time, let's say this year, I think I can say that, I think I deserve a little me time.
Yeah.
And it's because the thing is, I think you just get too caught up now, no matter where we go, because we have our phone. We can still work from our phone, right? So the thing is, we're still not getting away. We're still not actually relaxing. So I think what I need is that type of getaway where I just literally forget about everything and I just kind of just enjoy and go back to like the simple life. You know what I mean? The simple times where we just kind of, we don't have phones. We just we just go about our things.
Okay. Can I just inject really quickly? So my friend just went for a meditation retreat in Pahang. So it was in this middle of the forest, and it was 10 days. And for 10 days, you just learn how to meditate.
Yeah, they have that. A lot of those actually.
Yeah, so you can't use your phone.
Yep.
You can't talk to anyone on the retreat.
Yeah.
So for 10 full days, you're just on your own meditating.
Yeah.
Would that be something that you're... Maybe that's...
That, you know what? That's something where you really have to commit and you have to immerse yourself into doing that. You can't just say you want to like do it so you get it, because the thing is, meditation is very... It is very... in my opinion, meditation is very deep, okay? It's very useful, but at the same time, you're very conscious, right? It's not just like you just close your eyes and you're mindlessly sitting there.
Yeah.
You're still aware of everything that's going around you, but more so internally. So for me, I would have to really like sit and think if I can handle that, because,
That's fair.
It's a bit.
It's a big commitment to go through.
Because if you're gonna do it for like meditation, you gotta make sure you're actually doing it for meditation.
Yeah.
For that purpose only. You know
Exactly.
what I mean? But I think just if it was like any other type of retreat, I think I'll definitely enjoy it.
Maybe you just need to go to an island where there's no reception and just disappear for like a few days.
Then go away.
You can like preset the WhatsApp messages. Like when people WhatsApp you, they get forwarded an automatic message.
Oh yes.
Yeah, so I'm sorry, I will be away from I will reply after.
Yeah. I think that's what I'm gonna do. So
the next time you go on the retreat.
Yes. To all my clients, sometime this year I'll be going
sometime
away,
next
man.
Year.
next year, which is literally in a couple, just 1 week.
In a few days.
I gotta keep myself to relax.
He got to take some time for himself, guys.
Man.
Like the man
And
works
see
hard. He hustles.
The white hair coming out.
Hey, we're the same age. I have a lot of white hair.
Yeah.
You know, but I've had white hair since I was 14. So okay, so next question. If you could time travel, where would you go to? When?
If I could time travel. Okay, that's a very solid question.
Thanks.
Now, I would like to time travel. Okay, here's the thing. Bodybuilding is still a very big part of my life. So, although I'm not competing now at the moment in bodybuilding, it used to be, that's what actually carried me forward. That's why I took my first steps into fitness. Was
Really?
Because, I always looked up to the old time bodybuilders. I used to have a lot of those bodybuilding magazines when I was young. So for me, if I had to travel, I want to go back to the golden era where, the old time bodybuilders like Arnold, Franco, those guys were there. Frank Zane, all those guys, because I want to know how they got their physique. I want to know the type of training, because for me, don't get me wrong, the bodybuilders nowadays are like, they look good, but they don't look as aesthetically appealing as back then. So, and there's a reason behind it. And, we can go down to say that maybe it's the way they train, the way they eat, or, whatever else that it may be. But I want to kind of go there to kind of just experience and see what it's like, what it's all about, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's something that I would do first. Yeah.
Yeah, I would probably do the same, because I think it's so magnetic to actually go see them do a bodybuilding show.
Yes.
Can you imagine? They're at the prime of their physique. Like, yeah.
And when you see them in person, it's different than when you see it in picture, because sometimes it doesn't do it justice.
Yeah.
So you have to see it sometimes. Just like when you go to a concert, right? It's different.
Yeah,
When you're there,
yeah, exactly.
You can't explain it to someone else. Yes, you can kind
It's
of...
the energy of the place as well.
Yeah, exactly. That's why,
Okay. That's a good one. I would do the same.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What is the best piece of advice you've ever received?
The best piece of advice. Ooh. Okay. I had many people who has kind of guided me. And for me, I think it was, I want to say my mom, okay? She was never really the one that would kind of, force me to do anything that I didn't want to do, okay? But she would always look out for me. But in terms of me being involved in fitness, that was something that she was quite open about, right? And she's just like, if you want to do it, go ahead and do it. But you really have to, you got to work hard, right? And there's, and this is not really like motivating. It's not really advice. It's actually more like my parents telling, the parents telling the child as they're growing up, like, you just got to take it. So in Chinese, there is this saying. Now, it's not something that I would tell. I would give advice to someone, right? But it's just something that I've always it's always stuck in the back of my head. You can tell me all those cheesy quotes, but this one kind of always stuck with me because it's why it's brought me up the way I am.
Okay.
It's not... Okay, forgive me for the slang, but okay. My parents would say, 你要吃苦一点. Okay, so means that you have to go through a little bit of hardship in life. Okay, it's not, you can't, nothing is ever going to be handed to you on a silver platter. And if it does, you're not actually experiencing, or you don't actually know what it takes to get there. So, and I can speak that, when you come out of your house, right? And when you live on your own and when you have to take care of things by yourself, it's a different feeling because you really got to fend for yourself. So then it makes you have to work for, and you got to work for it.
Yeah.
So,
I really like that.
it's, yeah. I mean, if you're talking like the direct translation, it's actually like eat bitter, but it's
The meaning,
the meaning is like you have to experience some hardships when you're growing up, and that's what's gonna make you who you are. So my mom has always said that to me from time and time again, and yeah, it's just stuck with me. Yeah.
Oh, it's so funny that you have that in Chinese saying that your parents what your parents always say, and it's something so simple, but that's the one thing that'll stick with you and kind of like drive you forward. Because I had my dad especially, he says this thing in Malay, and it goes like this. It says tak mungkin saya tanam tanah padi keluarnya rumput. So it means like, you know the paddy fields, right? There's no way that I would plant the paddy fields and then grass would grow. You know, because what will grow is the paddy field.
Yes.
Right? So the meaning is, if you put in the effort and the hours and the work, you'll reap it. You'll reap what you sow. Yeah. So that's just a fancy Malay way of saying you reap what you sow.
Yeah. No, it's always like that.
Yeah.
And, I always believe, like, because the thing is, you see our parents where they are, and I always believe if they're able to kind of raise us to where we are now, they kind of know what they're doing,
exactly.
Right? So, of course, I didn't understand it then, but if I were to tell anyone else now, sometimes, if they're going through a hard time, it's just part of the process, but it doesn't mean that you just kind of stop and you give up.
Exactly.
Right? You bounce back and you get back. You're stronger. You fight for something that you want.
And it's all in good to have these happy moments in your life, right? But it's actually the tough times that are gonna define you, because they make you a stronger person. You make decisions better when you're going through a tough time. You realize who your real friends are, who's really there for support. So in actuality, it's the tough times that's more valuable to you as a person than the good times, because happy moments are fleeting, but tough times teaches you something. Yeah. All right. So, next question. What accomplishment are you proud of the most?
What accomplishment? You mean like in all my life, or just in this year?
In all your life, like the biggest accomplishment. Oh, actually, we can do both. We can do this year, and we can do prior to this year.
Biggest accomplishment. Now, okay, I want to start off by saying if this, okay, I'm not going to say this year yet. I'm just going to say what I'm proud of. Now, of course, I can kind of go back to saying, like, I won my competition, and then, like, I got an award for, my previous job and whatnot. But to me, actually...
Which competition did you win?
Well, back then when I was in the U.S., I did a bodybuilding competition, right? So,
sick!
Yeah,
I did not know that.
Yeah, I did the teens category. That was 19 under, okay, for lightweight division, and then the novice bodybuilding lightweight division. So I actually won for both of those. But for me, actually, my accomplishment is not that. It's actually a bit separate, which is my accomplishment is being able to come back to Malaysia and then actually make a name and have a place for myself in what I do here, right? But if you're talking in terms of like this year, I think I'm proud of being able to help and guide my clients along the way to see their progress, because my clients are kind of like they kind of speak for what I do, and when people look at them, it's kind of like they're looking at me as well, right? Like, so it's not really, you know, I don't want to say I don't have like any big words, because the past few years I just haven't really had the time, I would say, rather, to kind of go and venture forth to do any competitions, you know. But that's something definitely I want to do in 2020.
Nice.
I think the past couple of years I was more so focused on myself and my growth as a coach, right? And I think, you know, now that I can say that I'm in a good place, where I can kind of, I'm more stable, and now I have a good place to learn. Now I can kind of focus a little bit more time on the stuff that I want to do outside, right? So that's me coming up.
Oh,
stay tuned
guys,
in 2020.
Stay tuned. 2020, Dennis
Stay
Pham
tuned.
making a comeback. I want to ask, what competition would you want? Are you thinking of joining?
Okay.
Let's get into the nitty gritty
Well,
details, shall we?
That's a good one, and one that when Nick, our program director, sees this or listens to this, he'll probably be like, "What the heck?" But I'm probably most likely going to do a CrossFit competition next year. Right now, I'm just preparing myself, also doing a little bit of rehab for my knee. So once everything's on track 100%, then I'll go in full force. The second one is I would want to do a competition in Olympic weightlifting.
Nice.
So, but again, these are things that require a lot of skill and time. So you know, being a kind of OCD and perfectionist, I kind of don't want to do it yet until I know that I'm at I can say with full confidence that, you know, I kind of know what I'm doing. Right now, it's been too short of a time period for me to kind of just go and do it yet. So I got plenty of time, no rush, but those are the two things that I am going to get. Yeah, I'm going to check off the list.
Nicely done.
So,
Nicely done.
Unfortunately, Nick, you're going to have another CrossFitter coming in.
Hey, honestly, you do what you got to do, man. Because sometimes it's like you've already done a bodybuilding comp and you're doing an Olympic lifting one. Like, so just branch out.
Hey, listen, anyone who says CrossFit is easy, it is not easy.
It's never easy.
It's not easy, okay? I know people give a bad rep for CrossFit, but until you get down and you do all the skill work, it's not easy.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay. So, alright, I'm going to ask 2 more questions.
Alright,
okay?
Shoot.
What are some red flags in a potential friend or potential partner for you?
So, if it's friend, I think for me, a red flag, if it's you're talking about like my friend, is they don't, their actions don't show, you know, in terms of what they actually say, what they mean, right? So, you know, people that say, you know, yeah, I got your back, I'll be there, but when a time comes and then they got nothing to show for it, you know, that's when I would feel kind of let down. You know what I mean? Like, and let's use an example, like, let's say I was out partying and whatnot, and I got pissed drunk. You know, if I went with a friend, I need to make sure that friend is going to be able to take care of me. Something as simple as that, where they don't just drop me off at my house, they make sure that I get all the way in my house, that I get to my bed, I'm there safe, and then come back out, right? So it's like, and that's just using that kind of example, but, you know, there are more examples than that, but for me, it's, you know, and I'm blessed enough to still have, you know, 5 close friends I still keep in contact with in the States.
Wow.
So shout out to them, because we even being this far away, we still have our group chat, we still talk, so I can say that these 5 friends will probably be like you know, they always say that you only get true friends, and those are the ones you can count on your hand.
Yeah.
And I think that would be them. So I know I can count on them. Yeah.
Shout out to his boys.
Yeah,
whoa.
You guys know who you are.
Yeah.
Okay. But partner, I think red flag would be what? If I know that the love is not genuine, right? If I kind of sense that it's they're just kind of using me for other means, other purposes. So, and I know it's not like that specific, but for me it is because when you've been in a relationship or been in many, you can kind of sense it, right? When something's not real, and if it is, the thing is, no matter which relationship you're in, you're gonna have up and downs. Okay, so no relationship is always going to be,
Up.
yeah, sunshine, flowers and sunshines, and whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's never gonna be like that. So you always gotta work through the hardships, but you can tell when it's worth it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it's like I just don't want to feel like I'm wasting my time. So that and I guess I've been pretty lucky this year. Yeah.
I guess when you choose a partner, you just gotta be sure that you guys are on the same page and you guys have the same end goal and you guys are working towards that.
Yeah.
Whereas if they just see you as like a one-time thing or like a fling and they don't really see
that,
then what's the point? Why are we doing this in the first place?
Exactly. Yeah, I agree.
All right.
Yeah. Pretty
Wow,
deep there.
we got pretty deep pretty fast.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that sums up our episode with Dennis, and I hope you guys have learned a lot of new things about him. I think a lot of his personality really shows up in this episode, and
more to come.
More to come, guys. So the first 4 chapters that we have is this. You listeners getting to know us as hosts a bit better.
Yeah, so stay tuned for the next chapter because the next one is going to be me interviewing Sarah.
Me.
So stay tuned, listen to that because that one we get real nitty gritty, get down in the trenches.
We get real deep.
Yeah, some, right?
Yeah.
But I think it's cool for you guys to kind of see and just understand where we're coming from.
Exactly. And so we've got a lot of exciting episodes planned out for you guys, so just stay tuned. We're going to create an Instagram page soon, so you guys can ask us questions and we can keep in touch. So that's it.
Other than that, we're signing off.
Bye.
All right, guys. Bye, guys.
Have a good day.
See you.